Rich Carlton here. Another day of awesome FileMaker training. I'm here with Todd Geist, who is giving his Friday up to help us learn about the Claris FileMaker platform in terms of integrating AI directly with the platform. We know that there are a bunch of Claris people here watching what we're doing and keeping an eye on us to make sure we don't make things up, or we don't make up too many things. Some little small lies are okay. Big lies, not so much. So we're very excited to be here once again. Apparently in my, if you look at the shot there, I have my improved hair that allows me to be much more beautiful. Once you have longer, more beautiful flowing hair with the proper conditioner and treatment in it, it helps your FileMaker IQ by at least 50%. I am thrilled about that. So with that in mind, so 2 weeks ago, we had the introduction of ProofChat. The idea is that it's an integration, AI integration point, at least thus far, for customer-facing AI implementations in FileMaker, which means that the customers are going to interact with the AI. A little bit different than what Nick Hunter's doing. Nick Hunter's doing AI that helps you build a solution or something like that, which is still a long ways away from being. No one's losing their job just yet, right? Let's just leave it that way. But customer-facing AI solutions, like you have a stack of business cards, you take a picture of them, you drop it into the system and it processes it. So the interface is this chat. You can get a free license with ProofChat, at least initially here. It's free. And I'm sure there are paid tiers that'll be coming at some point. And then you buy a $20, $30, $50, $100 license with OpenAI, which will last you for a year or two. At least the way I use it, it'll last forever. And then between those things, you start to be able to automate what FileMaker is doing. So our goal today, so let me recap this so we don't get too far off in the weeds. The goal today is that we had an AI where Todd had implemented a scan a business card. It goes into your contact database. It looks at it, kind of like OCR, the idea for those of you OCR, but it's doing more AI related logical work on it. It's not just pure OCR where it's going to booger up. Like if you say, if the computer knows that Todd Geist is named Todd Geist, but OCR kind of screws it up. It says it's Geiste or something like that. The AI is going to go, I'm not sure that's spelled correct. It's going to make some decisions and help you make sure that it is accurate. So with that in mind, Margaret started from scratch yesterday at the beginning of the show doing an integration. And there are no, what you do is you once as a recap, you get a free license for what you see in front of you. Then you get a paid license from OpenAI. So if you go to OpenAI real quick, you see the OpenAI key. And so this is like Chat GPT or whatever you want to. I mean, this is what people talk about, this kind of stuff, right? So you talk to it, right? But the idea is that you're talking to FileMaker, or an AI that's talking to FileMaker would be more accurate, right? So how do we integrate this? So we download Todd's product. We start copying and pasting over some scripts, some fields. There's a specific checklist that we follow. Then we have to make some notes in the database, which is where we were yesterday, to notate certain tables and certain fields the AI should be looking at. And what we do is we go open the FileMaker file. It's actually on a FileMaker server. You want the one on the stream server, right, Margaret?
Yes, that was what I was looking for. We need to rename the file so I could call it by
Call it
other
the correct thing. So what we did is that this was a button that we dragged in here, but don't press it. And then we dragged some scripts in. We dragged custom functions in. Showing here. This is where we left yesterday, and Margaret continued to work on this. And what we're doing is we're marking our territory, right? We're coming in like a dog. These are all the tables. We want to we don't need the AI digging through the entire solution. That will slow it down. We want to tell it to target certain fields and certain tables because these are the things we care about. We do that by going into field definitions. And at the top, Margaret, most people don't know about this. Click on the options, that column up there. Just click, no, down.
Well, I'm the one who apparently doesn't know about this. Where am I going?
No, click the options
you just clicked it.
Click options.
Yeah, you just clicked it to toggle it.
Oh, I see. Yes, okay.
Most people only see this. But that is a clickable section there that can change. It'll toggle to a comment. Click it again. This is the mode most people don't see. And we put a note in here, LLM with the little brackets, right? And then we write something to say, this is the contact's phone number or their region code or whatever, trying to tell the AI what a field is. If a field is, and once again, I'm speeding through this because this is a recap. It's like last time on Battlestar Galactica, last time on your favorite TV show, we discussed this. If your field has a great name, and it's self-evident, then maybe you don't have to put too many notes in it, but you should put the LLM in there so the system knows to pay attention to the field. Todd is saying that if you like this field right here is called note underscore subject. If it was called note space subject, spaces have always caused problems in programming. It may cause a problem for you. We recommend don't use spaces. Once again, we cover this in our training. I have to remind people of this, Todd. So use an underscore or whatever, right? But yeah, so okay, so that's where we were. Margaret, you want to?
You should use a carriage return, like a pi symbol. That's what you should use for spaces.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm not.
Okay, not. Okay. Yeah, I'm like
Use a checkbox. Use a checkbox.
okay, a little check.
So what's that little there's actually a little whatever they call it, font thing for space. You can put that in there.
You can put that, assuming you knew what that was. Yeah. So
Oh, for like on the ASCII table?
I'm saying,
yeah,
I'm just
Margaret,
saying, don't do that. Like,
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
like don't get clever. Just use underscores and you'll be much happier.
And we're
in your
thinking
life.
it's potentially case sensitive, but if we run into that, we're just assuming for the time being it is case sensitive because FileMaker is one of those platforms where you code stuff and it takes care of that kind of wayward, it's a capital N for no. No, it's a little case N, and FileMaker largely takes care of it for us because it knows that as developers, we all start off knowing nothing and we're stupid. Most people don't understand that a capital N as a no and a little n are totally different things, and they are in the computer's world. The computer sees them as utterly different, totally different.
Yeah,
So
you can. Yeah.
yeah. So, but FileMaker dumbs it down, but we're dealing with AI, so I'm not. You have to figure out where that stuff kind of comes.
I think it's going to do a pretty good job of that. I wouldn't worry about the casing too much, but I would worry about weird characters. It's not helpful.
Okay, great.
Keep
All
your
right.
stuff simple.
So Margaret was marking her territory. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So where, Margaret, did you finish marking your territory? Are we done?
I got like the like basics for us to do most things. If you want to do other tools or whatever, we have the products. I don't think I did any fields in the products table, but I did invoices, I did notes, and I did contacts. And so those seem to be like the most likely places.
These tables right here were brought over, and
Yes.
we load those, and we also went to relationships and had to build in. What did we build in? Like
We did exactly one
There's a couple.
shenanigan.
Yeah.
Oh,
one shenanigan.
I did.
Just
There
one.
was one at the
Yeah,
that
that's
I
all
saw.
there is.
So that's what we have to put in there. So this is all in the destruction in the destructions that you're supposed to read. But yeah, and I'm just kind of recapping so people see this happening, right? So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so if that's where we're at, what is the next step, Margaret? What do we want to do?
Well, I could go say hello to the AI and see if it explodes on me or
Why
not.
don't you show the settings for that? Can you show the settings for the AI?
I can show the settings to the AI.
So we click this. This is a card style window with a web. This whole thing's a web viewer, right? The whole thing, Todd, is a web viewer.
Yeah, the whole thing it isn't a card window. It's just a regular window.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the whole layout is just
Okay.
web viewer. So if you went to layout mode, you just
So it's a FileMaker layout, everyone, a FileMaker window, FileMaker layout, but it's got a web viewer because Todd loves the web. So then if we press settings,
Mhm.
then we're going to get, this is your OpenAI key. This is the one where I put $100 into it, Margaret, and we could look at it. It's like $99.65 left or something
Mhm.
after a week of beating on it, right? 30, 40 cents. Then we picked the models that we're using. We did that.
Yes.
And then where did we put the license key for ProofChat?
when you boot up, it gives you a screen, but you can also edit it on the
It'd be
license
right
system.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
You can also see all the stuff.
So
Yes.
we had the license. One's free, at least for now. ProofChat. Well, it's always going to be free, but if you want to,
there's always going to be a free version.
Always a free
Forever.
version.
Yeah.
But we get and the free version of OpenAI. So there's two things you license. Get the free ProofChat. OpenAI has a free tier. Don't use the free tier. You're gonna run into the wall and have error messages, and you won't know why. And if you weren't such a cheap person and didn't spend the 25 cents US, 25 cents, less than $1, is all we spent this week. If you'd spend that money, then you wouldn't have these errors, right? So you want to remove the unnecessary sharp edges to the process because you want to be successful. You're going to be gone here. Todd's not going to be here. Margaret's I'm not going to be here. You're going to be there by yourself. You're going to work on this, and you want it to be as successful as you possibly can without wanting to take a baseball bat beating someone with it. So, okay. All right. So Margaret, so we did that. We did that. We put the LM in. Tool. So what, Margaret, without, Margaret,
okay.
Margaret,
Sorry.
Margaret, what are tools? Okay. A tool is a wrench, a wrench
I mean, there's one right there. Little wrench.
Okay. But we're not saying, Fred's a tool, right? No, it's not slang. We're talking about tools. Okay. So Margaret, what is a tool for us here?
A FileMaker script. Most likely. The other option is it's an SQL statement, SQL statement, I think.
Yes. So custom functions, SQL statements can also be used as tools by the FileMaker script steps, but ProofChat doesn't do that.
Okay.
So we're just saying, so it's a script that you've set up. Maybe it's a parent script that runs child scripts, but it does something that you can quantify, like email 10 people. Or find all the
email, it can create contacts, can find things.
Whatever script you can write, but
it can look up your sales numbers.
So go and click on
you have to make the scripts, right? Like there's limits to what the AI can do without the script available to it to actually.
That's right. Okay. If you don't have a script and you want to ask questions about your database or really, you can't do things to your data without a script. Like there's no edit without a script. You got to have a script.
Okay, so Margaret, show the tools real quick. Margaret, go ahead, Todd.
Go. We do have a tool in here that can do its best guess at asking or at answering questions about the data that you've configured, like we were just talking about with the tables and fields. So it'll try to, you can give it a question and it will say, I got access to these tables and these fields. I'll write a SQL query and, we'll run through a couple iterations of that and see how that works. And you'll get back a result, hopefully, and then it'll chart that for you.
Perfect.
And so that tool is built in. But if you want to do anything that is more precise, or if you want to edit records, you're gonna have to write a custom tool.
So what I've done here is we have 4 tools.
Yeah.
And I'm drawing things on the screen here because it's going to spawn a conversation with Todd.
There is one fun thing we haven't shown that the get database schema tool can do, which could be fun. Maybe we'll show that later.
We will.
Is
but up front, if we had a database, it makes sense that we're going to create a contact, right? Everyone has to create a contact. Query is a technical term for do a find in your database. All right. Find is our word that we use. Query is what other people use. So right here, the tools we have is create a contact and do a query. Probably in context, it's probably not super descriptive, but a query somewhere. Okay. Now, let me ask the question. I'm going to get rid of my scribbles. These 2 ones that I scribbled out here.
Yeah.
Do these support us? And how do they support this or this? What are these?
So the help docs are good because if you ask questions about ProofChat, ProofChat itself will use those docs and it basically ingests the entire documentation site that we have. Okay. And it will use that to answer your question. So if you say like, I don't remember how to get that FileMaker record component thing to show up or whatever, you can ask that question. Yeah. How do you fix your prompts or something like that? The Galactic Overlord. You might have to say ProofChat in there so it knows you're asking about ProofChat.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. But so let's see if it pulls the tool. Yeah. So now it's loading and now, so it gives you that, right? Mm-hmm. So now it kind of gives you a whole bunch of information about how to configure it. And then there'll be links back to the original doc. So if you click on that.
Is there a way that we could get ProofChat to interact with the FileMaker Pro help?
Yes, there is. If you want that, maybe we'll add that to the Pro version.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So it doesn't do it yet. We can't. Well, no,
so if we wanted to make it answer questions about FileMaker and be very good at it, we could do that. But we'd have to write some custom stuff and maybe like index all of their help docs, which they probably wouldn't like very much. But we can do it. And then we can make a chat that worked.
You're saying that you would make a chat that would kick ass that they wouldn't have to do, but then they'd be mad at you.
Okay. Well, because we'd have to like basically scrape all their help docs to do it.
Yeah, but they give them. Never mind. That's
I mean,
that's
you know,
that's where the lawyers got involved. You read that document without approval. You're not allowed to do
that's
that.
right.
So that was awesome. But let me go back to my question. So Margaret, go back to the tools.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask Todd the question again. So
Yeah. So
so the top one and the bottom one make perfect sense.
yeah.
The docs helps us understand what is
Yeah.
Git database schema.
So go to your chat and make a new chat, Margaret,
Yep.
and say, can you make a diagram of my tables and relationships in my database?
No, like an ERD.
Let's see if it can do it.
Oh.
Actually, it should have made a mermaid document. See if it can ask it to make a mermaid diagram. Diagram. Did I say diagram is probably the key word? Make a diagram. Can you make just ask it, can you make an entity relationship diagram?
Can you make an entity relationship diagram?
So what this is going to try to do is check the, no, it's not.
It might be that I don't have enough of the stuff enabled, so it can't.
Did you, how many tables did you enable?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think I enabled enough tables. Okay, let's go fix this. Command Shift S. Okay. Because this is really cool and I want this to work.
It should try to make a diagram if it has enough information. So you should title the same ones. The same ones that you put the LLM fields comments in are the ones you want to pick here. And you want to pick the base table, right? You want to pick the.
Yeah, you only want the base table. So
all the the answer is that I haven't actually fleshed this out enough for this to be as cool as it should be. So
maybe.
Margaret
I'm surprised it still didn't try to make a diagram.
Okay.
Invoices.
Let me see.
I'm just gonna grab all the major ones and then.
But remember, if you didn't put LLM fields in there, you're gonna really blow it out, full of lots of noise, right?
Okay.
All right, Margaret, just want you to hold with that thing because we're gonna blow. Todd just warned you. Chunks are about to blow, so warning. That's good. This
we'll back up
because if you add a table there and you don't go and put LLM on at least one field, you're going to get all the fields.
Ooh, okay.
All right, Margaret, just go. Go.
That's why you should do that.
Okay, you're requesting that I blow it up. Okay.
Go for the goal. Throw the ball down. It's a Hail Mary. And
so ask it to make a mermaid diagram of the DDL.
I have no idea what a mermaid diagram is.
Just let me see if it'll trigger the thing. There we go.
What's a mermaid diagram?
Mermaid diagram is a. Oh, it didn't do it. Rats. Okay. Well, apparently I got work to do.
Bar char with the
so mermaid is a way of drawing diagrams in text mode. So you may have seen those. It's kind of like Excalibur, but all with just text.
Oh yes, that's cool. That would be really cool. Okay.
But so it's supposed to draw this. I don't know. Something happened. But the DDL tool that tool that you're asking about, Richard, that gets the DDL. So you can ask questions like, what tables can I research? And it'll use that tool to find all the tables in its DDL. Now, you actually already loaded this text after you added stuff to the DDL.
Oh,
why don't you make a new thread just to see if that'll work?
Okay.
So ask it to make an ERD diagram with the DDL. See if it can do it.
Make an ERD diagram with the DDL. It's going to explode because I definitely.
We'll see what it does. We'll see. It should be doing that.
Please
What's the name of that tool?
It is.
Click under tools. See what it's
get
called.
database.
Get database schema. Okay, say get database schema, and make an ERD diagram.
Should edit that a little bit more. Make a.
That's close enough. It can do grammar fine.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's running it now. Okay, and then it's gonna spit out a lot of stuff because I linked stuff that
That's okay. That seems good. Now say make a mermaid diagram from that.
Make a mermaid diagram from that.
Let's see if it can.
Oh yeah, maybe okay.
Let's see if it can draw it here. So here it's trying. Let's see what happens. So it can. Nope. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But you can. if you say mermaid diagram, it'll try to make a mermaid diagram.
Go, Mark,
And,
go back and tell it yes, because it asked you if you wanted to do it. You could have said yes, right?
Oh, did it say that? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's still failing. It's not able to make a diagram for some reason.
Okay, all right.
It's trying, but it's having a moment.
It's having a moment. I don't know whether it's the DDL or not, but if you want to make a new thread, you can say, you know, I don't know, what's for a good mermaid? Make a mermaid diagram of the Krebs cycle. KREBBS.
How come that's familiar in my head? Where did I see that?
Biology, high school biology.
Oh, biology. Yeah, I was thinking of thermodynamics.
Citric
See if it can do
cycle.
it. There we go.
Oh,
So it does this kind of stuff, but it does not look like it's doing a very good job. So I might have to do some fine tuning.
So we should tell it to make a mermaid diagram of the Claris executive team org chart.
Is the model high enough? Someone's asking.
So there's a mermaid. The point I was trying to make here, it's not actually documented anywhere because it's not, as you see, I was hoping we get something lucky, but we still have some issues to work out. But there is a mermaid diagram drawing built into the chat. So it is supposed to try to create a mermaid diagram when you say that, you know, like give me a diagram or give me a mermaid diagram. It's supposed to try to do that, but it's having some difficulty. So, which is why it's not in the documentation yet. Anyway, I was hoping we'd get a big aha moment.
Well, I clearly having you here is encouraging you to put new stuff in your product. This is awesome.
But that tool gets the DDL, as you saw. It gets you the tables in your chat from before. If you go back,
it did list all the relationships.
It did list everything, right? So that's what that is. It gets that data into the chat, so you can ask questions about your schema.
Okay, so go back to tools because we're 20 minutes in and I'm still trying to ask questions. So we had the top one and the bottom one, which made sense. Yep. It's going to use the docs to help us talk about ProofChat. The schema, it can go and get it. We think it mostly is functional, but we're not sure because the mermaid lost its mind. So the question is well,
it did get the data back, and so you can ask questions like, what tables can I access, and it will give you that list.
Now, what are the primary keys?
Stuff like that.
Add a contact from an image. So that's the next step on our quest.
Well, you don't need to. So you've got that because you've got create contact. So create contact is all you need. The chat will handle the image part. It doesn't need a special tool for that.
Yes.
Oh, so we're done.
Yes, we are done. Give me a moment.
Does anyone want to post a business card that's reasonably safe for work?
Anything that has data that has a business card like information in it.
On Discord. We'll take up Discord and check to see if it's
Okay. Actually, I'll see, because I did this earlier, so I'm going to see if it recognizes the duplicate or not.
Oh, I'm not in Discord. Let me grab my laptop. 2 seconds.
There we go. View record, and I fixed this earlier, so now we can do it. Address information, all the jazz. Yep.
Yeah. So the important thing there is that we did not have to create contact from image. We won't have to create contact from CSV. No. We won't have to create contact from this big giant blob of text. We don't need to do any of that. We just need a create contact tool. The chat will handle the rest of those inputs, right? Because it doesn't care what the input is.
Okay. Which is really cool because it reduces the amount of scripts you need to make for all sorts of different iterations.
You make the low-level utilities, and the chat figures out how to use those low-level utilities. So that's why I say if you dragged a CSV on here with 10 contacts in it, it would happily go create those 10 contacts. And you didn't have to do an import. You didn't have to loop through records in a temp table. You don't have to do any of that. The AI is going to handle the part of parsing the CSV, figuring out each contact, looping through those contacts, and creating the records using the tool that you gave it. So you just created one tool, but it's now useful in many more ways than you originally created.
Let's
do a couple of these real quick. So go to database over here. We're kind of there. Hit open. We're looking for Carson Secure Transports where we have some random business cards.
Okay, so DBW2, right?
Yeah, 2 Carson. Third one down. There you go. Okay. Click on that. It'll open.
This is hopefully not proprietary data.
Margaret.
You get to send me the password in Slack.
In Slack into your account? Your specific account. Okay, here it comes. When
Oh, just draw it on the screen. For
just
everybody.
draw it on the screen.
I'm sure a company with secure in their name
Yeah.
is not going to be upset about you
Yeah, so I'm sending that to you, Margaret. You can see it, then make it go away. There we go. And you can check it off if you want. But no, it's secure in terms of moving your ass from point A to point B, and you're still alive at the end. So yes. All right. So go to these are real people. Hit contacts.
Yes.
That's all old data over there. Now scroll just scroll to the end. Grab that and move it to the end. We have go forward. These are real people.
Backward, you mean?
Backward. Keep going. This is okay. No, I already got him. Keep going forward. There's going to be some records in where I just stuck. Keep going. There's just a business card, right? Keep going. No, keep going. There we go. There's one. Go back.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay.
Now there's a card. Now we want to see, it won't feed in this database. It's going to feed in this other database, which is fine. So let's try that. Let's just see what happens. It's a real person. They got a lot of crap on their card.
just say yes.
Okay. Now, Todd, if we don't want it to bother us, okay, that's okay. Okay, so I'm assuming it stuck it in over there. Do we want to view record?
Yeah, you can see. There it is.
Okay, so then, Margaret, does this have it create the miscellaneous? Is there anything?
No.
We have to work on that. That's part of the problem why it was so bad. Okay, go back to the record real quick. So if you put a resolution item in the data, what it in goes out, right, everyone? So,
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, okay, so hang on. This
Export it. I don't think you got the full contents.
No, I think I just grabbed the thumbnail. Save.
Okay, did it go somewhere?
It did. It went onto my desktop.
Double
My
click
desktop
up there.
is
It's a
just full.
PDF. It's a PDF at the top. Just double click. That's what we get. Oh, make it bigger. Command plus. Yeah. So that's a legit scan. All right, let's try that.
I think it'll do PDFs just fine.
Yeah, because technically it's not a PNG, it's a PDF. Okay.
I think it'll work though. Just try it. No, scroll up. No, it did not take the PDF. So apparently I said no PDFs.
I can okay.
But you can convert that in preview to a PNG really easily.
Okay, file.
Where did you tell it no PDFs? Where would you have told that at?
Yes, I'm
curious. The drag and drop, so only allow these kinds of images.
Oh, in the Margaret, that may have been too low resolution.
Well,
no, that's probably fine.
Well, we will probably. Well, it's better than what we were doing. So, go.
Okay, that's my question I had before that I forgot. How do we? I don't want it to bother me if it doesn't have a duplicate.
Then just say create contact with this information. She didn't do that. She just dragged in the image and went go.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't know what you want to do. You got to give it the intent. Well, it said now you need to say create a contact. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yep. There's notes now. I saw it in the list.
There we go.
All the stuff that it wasn't quite sure what to do with it dumped.
Oh, that's right down the street from me.
Yeah, I got to go down there and visit those guys.
They're like literally 10 minutes from me.
They make a tank for the bottom of the Blackhawk. So anyway, hey, look,
I'm in the next town to the east of Camarillo, essentially.
David Angel, you're gonna get us in trouble. All right.
Yeah, we're just gonna delete that so I don't have to deal with. Nope. The leader of the live stream, also known as me, is going to just not deal with that today.
Well, because it'll only blow up. Then you'll have 5,000 people.
Yeah, then I'll have about a bajillion messages, and we're just not going to handle it. So I don't want to have to mute 3 different people because people are spicies. Okay.
All right.
There we go. And that one. Let's see what this one does. Thinking. Oh, right. Create contact.
That's good.
There we go. We've created quite a few new contacts, everybody.
So Todd, we bring up the AI, we tell it what we wanted to do. On the PDF side, are you gonna do something with that, or is that something you didn't allow, or do we want to allow that in the future, release?
I can't remember off the top of my head. So this is mostly controlled by what the models can read, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if they can read PDFs. So I have to look.
Yeah, can you look at that? Because that's gonna be a big one. Ed Burkle, one of our, he's here every day. He's a very, very senior fire marshal in, where's he at? Missouri?
Hmm.
I didn't quite make it to Missouri this year. We'll put Ed's in here. Ed, stand by. Your
Oh,
cell
okay.
phone is going to be, hopefully, David Angel, do not bother Ed, or he's going to come over to your house and declare it as unsafe.
Actually, can I copy an image? What
You
happens if I
can.
just...
Ooh, can you copy paste?
I can.
Ooh,
Oh,
spicy.
right. I keep
you
forgetting
didn't
to
tell
say
me.
create contact. That's just me.
What's happening there?
Well, you
Thank you,
gave it a
thank you.
bunch of.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Contact, please. Oop.
That was a delete key by accident. Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty good stuff, everyone.
It's having a moment. Create contact, please. There we go.
And then it's gonna, yeah. Ed is one of our awesome. He's another typical FileMaker person. They have a day job.
I used to live in St. Louis too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, the day job is a fire marshal. He inspects your property or inspects the business. You realize
I went to school in St. Louis. I went to Washington University, right near where that address was.
Nice.
Kind of near there.
So there's Ed. Okay, email, website. He's got a title. It's fire marshal. How come it's? Oh, did you not program the title, Margaret? Probably.
No, because the title here is a drop-down value list, so it's not going to actually take inserts very well.
Well, no, but you could do that. You could put those in as the enums that you wanted it to pick from.
Yeah.
And it would
Okay.
ignore ones that weren't on that list.
Well,
Got it.
okay. I would not even use a pop-up though on this, Mark. Just from like in real world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone could put a pop-up, but that's applied. That's lipstick on the pig. That's on top of the layout, right? In terms of you guys, okay, back up. When the AI is talking to the database, is it using this layout? I think it is, right? It's using this layout.
I don't know what
I think it
layout the
is at
script
300A, or no?
It's whatever Margaret used in the script to create the record.
Not the
sure.
Was it in the script or is
Yeah.
it in the
We're
LLM?
we're not in the LLM, DDL, any of that stuff.
It's in the
That's
script.
really only used in the query database tool. When you're writing your scripts, it doesn't, unless you want to use the DDL information, it's not using it.
So
Right.
there is title right there, Margaret. And did you put, but it goes in the script, but it also, we have to tell the tool to expect that, right? There was a
Yeah.
two-part.
So in the configuration, you would say, give me a title, and you could give it a list of titles to look for, but it would only pick from, if you got a weird title, it wouldn't pick it if it wasn't on that list.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm noticing in the set field that there's no set title.
Oh,
so
well,
like
that's
I,
odd. There you go.
so
What kind of,
it's a basic FileMaker mistake, is what this
oh my
is.
God, Todd's in here wasting time and it's basic FileMaker.
I know.
You know, we keep coming back to that. It's so smart. It's amazing. It's limited to however smart you folks are at home.
I think I just put title.
You need
Do I
monkey
have-
bread to
But
type
say, is
ahead.
MBS not installed on my thing?
You need
That's-
MBS so it's not.
What
That
kind
seems
of bad
inaccurate.
monkey bread? Oh my God. Okay, so I guess we
Okay.
could save it.
There we go.
and
Yeah,
close
we'll
it.
see if that closes.
And
Oop,
then,
we'll go back and we'll try this again.
so we're gonna have starting point for you next week, everyone. You're gonna get this version right here. It's all built in. All you have to do is go get your 2 license keys things and stick them in, and it'll work.
I have to go
So
find.
can we tell it to run again?
Oh, I copied it, so we'll see if it's still in my clipboard. No.
Nope. Try it again. Copy. Create new or create contact. There we go. And it's gonna say.
Yeah, so it took a little bit longer this time because it actually is a lot more information to go through to read on that business card because it's not cropped. So that's why it's taking.
It's not. Yeah, it's a big image.
It has
right?
to take a little bit longer to understand the whole image.
That's a wood desk there. Really good, Ed. Your wood desk screwed up the AI.
Well, a lot of people are going to be doing that though. So
People are not going to even be aware that's even a thing, right? What did it do?
it's having. There we go.
It just took. It just.
There we go.
And it inserted the title.
So can I ask a really important question? Canberra, David, Ed, Fox Jack, Kajiti, Jody from Texas, Labo, who's missing his dog, Flynn from Austin, Mark, hey Mark, how's it going? Mikey Mike, welcome. Hey, Next Tech. I think that's the junior Next Tech. Peter Gaines, hey, Rebel, Scott, Tim. So question. We're building this into starting point We got Todd over here kind of supervising us doing this. This is going to go out to all you folks. We're going to build this into the standard version of Starting Point. The question is, besides a kind of this, well, it's really a contact creator, but it's not really a business card creator because AI is doing that on its own, right? So
yeah. Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
all you did is write the low-level tool, which is create contact, and that takes a blob of JSON. The AI can take any information, anything that has contact information in it, and figure out how to call that script.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
this is one of these deals where when you're talking to people, and this is important for all of us, when you're talking to people about AI, in my head I had, killer feature, business card conversion.
You
And
could do that too. Like you could make a feature that just did that. You could definitely do that.
how would you, because we're doing it in chat,
Yeah. So
how
for
would,
example, if you had your business cards in a container field,
yes.
you could use, you wouldn't use chat, you'd use the generate response from model script step, and you would prompt it with the proper prompt, and you'd package the image up and in the correct format.
How hard
and
would
send
that
it.
be? How hard would that be? Probably not
It's
very
not
hard.
that hard.
But it would be out. It wouldn't necessarily be like
It's not really inside ProofChat. It would
It's
be,
not.
we'd be,
It isn't a chat feature, but you
uh-huh.
could literally just you could make a button that says,
Grab,
for example, you could have a container field on your layout. You could drag a contact image in there, and you could say go, and it would take that
set
image
script trigger. Yeah, and
and it would send it to the AI. It would parse out the data, and you would just have it when it gets done. You would just have it run a script which takes that parsed data and then creates it. You can absolutely do that, and in some cases, that's exactly what you need. Like
what we
for
want,
example,
right?
let's say you had a business which was literally, I've got 50,000 business cards here. I just want to create those. Like you wouldn't use chat to do that. That'd be dumb. Like that's not a that isn't an optimized interface for turning business cards into contact information. It's a general interface that if you give it a create contact tool, can create contact records. It could do it from business cards, but it could also do it from CSVs. It could also do it from a text file. It could also do it from anything, any bit of data, any input.
We're going to try this, Todd, while you're not around, but it's probably going to go kablooey over the weekend. But because that was a huge, right now I just had a huge discovery. David Angel is seeing this, understanding it. So we don't have to use this.
No, you don't. So the thing to understand is, so what chat brings you, so there's two levels here. There's AI calling the model. And that is the part that's pretty cool because it can take whatever information that you send it and give you back contact information in a structure that you determine, right? And so then you can just take that and run a script with it. That's that, right? So you can easily do what I just said, which is you have a container field, put a contact in it, press a button. The button would run a script which packages up the image, sends it to the model. The model is going to respond with JSON, and you're going to take that JSON and just create records. No problem. You can do that. That's just using the generate response from model script step to do that. That would work, and it would definitely be a feature which you could build into anything and have it be valuable. But that's not going to probably handle also CSVs.
No.
Right. And so what the chat is a general interface into all of the tools that you might have defined. So in the chat case where if you have create contact, you could throw an image in there. You can type, hey, I just met this guy, Joey. His email's joey@gmail.com, create a contact. Boom, in it goes. You're done, right? You have a generalized tool which can take any sort of contact information and create contacts out of it. So in one case, you have a specific thing that does one thing, business cards. In the chat, you have a general thing which can create contacts from business cards, from CSVs, from blocks of text, from Super Whisper, just talking to it, right? It's a generalized interface that has access to that. And it has access to all the other tools that you would create too. Like you might be like this. You might be, hey, I just got off the phone call with Joey. His email is blah, blah, blah. I want you to, if we don't have a record for him in the database, create a record. And then also, here's what we talked about. Super Whisper, just stream a conscious in, boom. Now your chat has two tools, create contact, create note, and it's going to do those and just do it, right? So you didn't create a specific feature, which is listen to what I said on the phone. You have two general tools, create contact, create note, and the chat figures out how to use them. Do you get the distinction?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's really important, right?
No,
like
and
in some cases you want the highly optimized, efficient one button approach.
Yeah.
In other cases, you just want to, you don't know how you're going to use these things.
Yeah.
And you just want to be able to do them in any way
So
you
what
want.
I'm thinking about in starting point, to be honest with you.
So yeah, just to prove the point there, we need to create a general add note. Like there's a list of like basic generic tools we need to make when we do this.
Yeah. So you can say add a note, and it might say, if you don't give me an email address, then I can't do it, right? Like you got to give me an email, right? So you got that verification process to get it to give you the right thing.
Margaret, can you just get rid of this window for a moment? So what I would do, at least on the first rev of this thing, is I would be, if you go back to, go back to home, go back here, wherever that button is. So we have this is the interface that starts that window.
Yes.
I would probably build it both ways. That way, when people see these videos and they download Starting Point, they would have a very specific, or put this button on the contact screen, put both these on the contacts just for now. And so they can see the generalized chat conversation where they can mess with it, or they could see a specifically optimized process that happens to use AI in the middle, but really people don't have to.
We do have some ProofChat utilities that can help you with doing with writing these generalized scripts. Again, we haven't really talked about it too much, but it is in there. If you open up the ProofChat folder, the scripts folder.
Okay.
Inside. So ProofChat, we have right there. This is ProofChat scripts API. Okay. So these are scripts you can do that will that you can call to get to do specific things. So if you look at configure AI account, and it says it takes a purpose, right? And then if you go look, so now pull that to the side and go back to the chat window.
Yes.
And click on settings.
Yes.
And click on model assignments. You see that purpose down there?
Model is okay.
Yeah, so right there. So it's right.
Actions. So okay.
So it has but so let me connect the dots here. Tools is the purpose. So if you call this script, the script over there on the right, if you call that script from anywhere in your system and you say configure AI account by purpose and you pass in tools, it is going to set up the account and the model and everything ready for you to then call the generate response from model. Because to do the generate response from model, you actually have to configure the account. You have to do and pick the model and pick the provider. You have to do all that stuff. This configure account script that we were highlighting over there, that is a API that you can use. By API, I mean something you can use, and it actually describes it here, right? Describes what it can do. And what you're going to get back is you're going to get back all the information you need to then just call generate response from model. So we're now getting under the hood a little bit more, and we're talking about more advanced features. But that model assignments panel is going to be where you can set up, I want this model for this purpose, I want that model for this purpose, blah, 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 blah.
If you set it, is it sticky or is it transient, like it goes away when you close the session or something?
What you want to do is every time, so you would call this script, well, this gets set up and stays. Like you just set this up and leave it.
Yeah.
When you want to use generate response from model, you are going to need the provider, the model name, the API key, all that stuff. You're going to need all that.
Okay.
So we've given you a place to store all that and to store a purpose along with it. So what this script does is basically just give you all that back, ready to go for generate response from model. So we can see this. If you go look at go look at the built-in. Go to scripts and look at the ProofChat built-in tools query database. Exactly. So look on line 31.
Okay, 31.
So
Perform
line
script.
31, we say, give me the account we've set up over there for tools. And then it's going to give you back the account name, the model name, and the provider, right? On line 33, 34, and 35, it's all coming from calling that script. And then if you scroll down a little bit further to the first generate response, or right here, you can see, well, in lines 52, you can see, well, in this case, we're only, yeah, because we have to do this way, but that one's not a good one. Go down to 61.
Yes.
You can see we're now just using model name, which we got on 34, right? So now what we have in ProofChat is a way for you to generically store your models, your providers, your models, your model strings, and your API keys, and then you can use this configure script to fetch those in your own code, right? Wherever you want. And then you can use that to write this tool you're talking about, which is to send a generate response to model to give me back just my my contact info. So we don't just have chat. That's the sort of obvious in your face thing, but we also have these other helper scripts which you can leverage to build AI features that wouldn't use chat.
There you go. That's really cool, actually.
Question:
You get it, Richard?
Is anyone still paying attention to this? Rebel, Russell, Scott, Tim, Mikey, Mike, Mark. Questions, ideas, thoughts?
I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to write your own generate response from model, you're going to need a provider. You're going to need an account name. You're going to need an API key, and you're going to need a model string. You're going to need all that stuff. So you're going to have to write that somewhere in your system. You're going to have to store it somewhere in your system. Or ProofChat has the built-in storage for you. It's got a UI for managing that storage, and it's got a script for fetching it out of storage for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, which is very
Richard
cool.
is unimpressed.
No, I'm very impressed. But that was a big epiphany today about the chat and the separation and the fact that you could, because so Mikey, Mike, they're all saying the same thing. A lot of people are where I'm at, more or less, with me and Margaret, and we're realizing a couple things. One, that you can interact with the AI and then chat, which is kind of what everyone sees, but we could also interact with it buried in the script, and the customer wouldn't even know that you're talking to an AI to do it.
That's right. So that's like sometimes I hear people, I think Ronnie Rios calls these one button AI things, like where you click a button and you don't see streaming, there's no prompting, there's nothing that the user does. They press a button and it goes and does fancy stuff, right? And so there's a lot of features that you can build with that. Absolutely. You still have to learn all the stuff that you got to learn the generate response from model. You got to learn all those things. And so what we're providing is sort of, again, those low-level tools, which make it easier for you to go and learn how to do that stuff. And you don't have to worry about where to store your API keys and your models and your things like that. You can just store it all in ProofChat and ProofChat's tools config, and then you can just use its script API to fetch that stuff out.
So those keys and everything in Proof. So when we set up the account in ProofChat, we're saying save it in ProofChat.
Yep. It's in a database. It's in a table. You could, I mean, if you wanted to write your own script that went to that layout, found the record, and pulled out the API key, you could do that. It's there.
Sure, but it's not
this
like
just does it for you.
It's not in the cloud though, right?
No, it's in your database.
Yeah, if I pull up the actual table.
If you go and look at the database tables, you can see it.
Yes, tables. So PC AI accounts, right?
Yeah.
So
David Angel. Okay, go ahead, Margaret.
I'm just thinking I could probably open this like AI. It's not recognizing.
I think not with that window. Not with that window open behind you though. It's not going to do that with the defined data.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just open up like the maintenance layout. No, thank you, FileMaker. We're chilling. Thank you. Mouse layout.
It's in there. PC ProofChat layout.
There we go. AI accounts API.
So there you can see it's just in there. So you
Yes.
could just go and find this using
Mhm.
your own methods. You could certainly do that. Or,
Okay.
but we've given you a script
That
which
actually does that already.
actually does it all for you. You just have to use that keyword tools and it does it all.
So
Yes.
So David Angel has a question. OpenAI presented connections to applications already. They showed
Yes.
Slack, already showed
Yes.
Booking.com. Do
Yes.
you think one will be available for FileMaker? Question mark.
We will definitely make one available for FileMaker. Absolutely, we will do that.
So not that OpenAI will do it, but ProofGeist will do that.
ProofGeist will definitely do it. We will have this for, so this is, now we're back towards MCP servers because under the hood, those
Right.
connected apps that,
And that's
prove that.
was that N8M or 8NMN?
No. So what OpenAI announced earlier this week on Monday was their apps, their OpenAI apps.
Okay, stop.
Under the hood,
let's go to the website for that. Let's just do that
Yeah, I'll
because
just
David's
open.
ahead of us. Can we just do that? Because
under the hood, OpenAI apps are using MCP, and there they are, right there under the hood. It's using MCP.
Okay.
No, where's the? See if you can find a blog post or something.
Yeah.
Introducing apps.
Introducing
There you go.
apps.
This is it. So this new apps SDK, this under the hood is using MCP servers.
Okay.
And so AutoFMS already has an MCP server built in that can run your scripts like tools, like we've been talking about, right? So the next step for us is going to be, so right now OpenAI is only allowing their preferred vendors into the party here.
Yeah.
But they'll eventually get around to letting you, put an app in the store or whatever. And so what our goal there is to be able to say, like, pick a layout in your FileMaker file, and we will create a UI that that ChatGPT can use. That's using MCP servers under the hood and two competing standards right now. One is OpenAI standard called the Apps SDK, and the other one is called MCP UI, which is another standard that has been adopted by Shopify. And the reason why that's a big deal is because Shopify wants every single Shopify merchant to be able to, if you ask a question in ChatGPT, like, where do I buy a used helicopter?
Okay.
It'll come back with a nice picture of a helicopter you can press buy on. Right?
Now I'm really interested.
Yeah. So that's like a Shopify experience. So this is coming, and ProofChat also will be able to use apps and MCP servers as well. So we're going to be recursive. You're going to have ProofChat will be able to use MCP UI, and then MCP UI could come from another FileMaker server. So you can go like this.
Yeah.
But that's what's going to be.
But we're already doing our own kind of MCP stuff right now.
We are. We're doing like, we have it's not really an MCP server, but it serves the same purpose.
So back up. So I'm going to throw some softballs here. Here comes a softball, but I want to hear you articulate it because I think I know the answer, but I want to hear you say it. So what is the benefit of purpose of what we're seeing on screen right now? How does using this help us today? Like, say where we are with training with Margaret, we're doing the business card contacting. We've kind of figured this out. What does this do for me?
What does this new stuff do?
Yes.
Why
do I care about this? Why do I give a shit?
Yeah. So it's early. Like, we don't know how this is going to evolve. But what the story that's being told is that ChatGPT and Claude are the new browsers. People are going to use these now instead of browsers to navigate and search and find things. And if they find something that is for sale with a nice picture, wouldn't it be great if we could just put the shopping cart right into ChatGPT? Right? And in this case, they're showing Zillow.
So you don't navigate the internet anyway like you used to.
Yeah, you don't go to Zillow. You just in ChatGPT and say, find all the houses for sale in this zip code. And ChatGPT just throws a Zillow UI right in there. Or this is Canva, right? Right? So this is I kind of mentioned this early on, but we got to iterate through this a number of times. Like,
yes.
People are moving more and more of their activity into these chat-based UIs. And so what people are now trying to do is like, okay, fine. How do I injecting data into these UIs? Is it MCP servers like we've been talking about for a couple months?
Yep.
UI into these chat things is new. That's MCP UI, and that's this apps SDK. So this is now, how do I, from my FileMaker server or my Salesforce or my whatever, how do I, within my chat app, just go like, I want to create a contact. And what it comes back with is a contact form, possibly already filled out with the data, but that contact form is actually sitting on your file. It's actually over there.
This is what you're talking about. You're saying that there's no like layouts are going to become like archaic UI and like unless you need maybe.
I think over time, so we'll do less design because we'll have sort of things that kind of self-assemble to some degree, and they'll be reused in things like chat and stuff like that. So, but I think I think if I had to just pick a guess, like my best guess of what the future of the kind of work that we're doing in say 3 to 5 years is, we don't make a FileMaker app. We'll still use a FileMaker file, but our users will interact with it. Possibly, they'll just go to their favorite chat app, like ChatGPT, and they'll go, I need to see my task for the day. And it's going to know that to get its tasks, it's going to go to your FileMaker server, and it's going to bring back not just your list of tasks, but maybe a Kanban UI, and just say, here it is. Boom. Right in your ChatGPT. Right in there. And then you're going to say, oh, check my calendar or check my email. I think there's a message from Richard. I'm supposed to give him back his helicopter. Check and see if that's in there. And if it is, add it to my Kanban board. And the chat is going to do that for you. The chat is going to check your email. It's going to find the message from Richard. It says, I need my helicopter back by the 14th. And so now the chat's going to say, I've got a Kanban board with tasks on it. And I've got somebody to say like, hey man, I need to make a task for the 14th, link to this message. So it's just going to do that. So you didn't have to do the email to FileMaker integration. The chat's going to do that for you. And you're going to watch it do it. It's going to say, I found this email. Is this the one you want me to add a task for? You're going to go, yes. And then you're going to watch that task appear on the Kanban board. And you're going to do all of that from within ChatGPT. That's one vision. It's early days.
I think
it's early days. We don't know whether that's going to play out, but that's what OpenAI just announced. That's why they announced what they did. That's why Shopify announced MCP UI. I mean, these guys are highly motivated to make this happen. So I think it's a reasonable thing that we're going to start seeing this. Whether it won't replace regular searching overnight, but it might replace it over the long haul.
Yeah, that's going to terrify Google. That'll completely
Well,
change
Google's doing their own versions. If you go to Google, you could just say, go to AI mode, and they're going to do the same thing. You're going to search for, used helicopter blades, and it's going to come back right there with buy now buttons from the different merchants. And then you're going to go through MCP to complete those sales. So what's happening is we used to search for things and then go out and do stuff, right? We'd go to our FileMaker app, we'd go to our email app, we'd go to Amazon or whatever. What's now going to happen, or what this vision, which I think is a possibility, is I'm going to be in my favorite chat browser app thing, and I'm going to go, this is what I want to do, and those things are going to come into that. They're going to come into that window, and you're going to interact with them there. It's going to be more like that.
Wow.
That's where things are aiming. It's still early days. The OpenAI thing is less than a week old. MCP UI it's a standard that's been approved. You're not seeing it in widespread use outside of tech circles right now.
Yeah.
But the economics, because what's happening right now is that nobody's going. People are finding stuff and they're just reading the AI summary, like you're seeing right here.
Yeah.
They're not going out to the store, right? So if we want, as people who sell stuff, what we want is a buy now button right there on that screen, right?
Yes.
We want that. We want to see all the different pictures of the thing we want to buy. And so that's what this layer is trying to recreate, is to give that, instead of going to your website is going to get injected right into this experience. And that's all built on top of MCP.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we're early days. We're early days. But the interesting thing is, right, if we take that forward and say, what does that mean for FileMaker? It's actually great for FileMaker because here's the thing. What's the worst part about trying to get a new person to use FileMaker?
They have no idea how to interact with the database.
Well, what's even worse than that? What's your favorite thing, Richard? The thing you always yell about? There's no what? There's no free what?
Oh, there's no free version of it.
There's no free client. So in order for me to interact with somebody's information system that's based on FileMaker, they either have to have a website or I have to have FileMaker, right? I have to have FileMaker on my machine so I can log in and do it. If the story that I'm spinning here comes to fruition, what that means is I don't care. What I need is to be able to make sure that my FileMaker layout can somehow show up as a ChatGPT app. That's what I care about. And if I can do that, and I think Proof Geist is going to be able to do that. We're going to make that happen so that your FileMaker layout can show up in a ChatGPT search, right? So now think about what that means. That means everybody in the world who does a ChatGPT search
Can
and might
interact with
find
that
Richard's
FileMaker
used
layout.
Richard's used semi-operational helicopter blades store can now just check out right there, right inside the search.
All
That's
right, so
insane.
people's heads are exploding here. So Kimber says, so using AI to web search should be more secure for the short term with regards to web exploits and such as AI models don't get hacked, which will be the next attack vectors, right? So what's the next bad thing?
There's a lot of this is why one of the reasons we're not seeing this rolled out across large enterprises yet, because there's still a lot of stories. There's still a lot of edge cases, and the sharp edges need to be filed off, all this stuff, and it can't be insecure, right? So this is it's going to take a while to roll out. It's gonna slowly. You're gonna start seeing you're gonna start seeing ads in ChatGPT and in Claude probably someday, and then you're gonna start seeing buy now buttons, and then you're gonna start seeing like OpenAI is gonna allow you to put up your own apps in the store. It's gonna be an app store, and those apps are gonna be based on MCP, and they could be anchored by your FileMaker server. Hopefully, it's a big beefy one, but it could be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're going to do that over time. That's what's going to happen. And so now you've got a whole new platform, right? We've had web and we've had mobile and we've had desktop. Those are the three platforms we kind of had. We got a new one, which is this new Chat GPT, or this chat experience is a whole new platform that that we're trying to put stuff into.
Jody from Texas has a question. In order to call tools, parentheses, scripts back in FileMaker, OpenAI API is the only functional service for this at this current time, question mark.
At this time, OpenAI is for FileMaker, and this is a limitation of the FileMaker script generate responsive model. It does not do tool calling except with OpenAI. I expect them to fix that, but that is a current limitation. We are going to work around that in our pro version first. Hopefully FileMaker will eventually fix the free version for us, which would be nice since it's free. We'd be nice if we get to do that.
So when you had a tantrum the other day. Was that tantrum. This was that when they basically hard coded it to a degree that they boxed themselves in when the
kinda model yeah. Like I gave him some feedback about I thought
that's Todd saying that he had a tantrum. I gave some feedback.
Anyway, this vision is going to take a while to roll out. But I think it's actually really great news.
There's a question from Lynn trying to get us back on track.
So this is trying to be answered in a lot of different ways. There are apps out there that claim you can make apps that work. Things like Lovable and Rourke, and there's a bunch of these, and they do okay. They can make an app. It's all right. Can they make something like your average reasonable FileMaker system? Can they make Starting Point? No. And I don't see that anytime soon. No. The other thing is in order to I use AI coding tools all the time and I love them and they're great. They're fantastic. But I couldn't use them unless I wasn't a reasonable TypeScript developer, which is the language I usually use if I'm not using FileMaker. TypeScript is JavaScript, basically. It's a typed version of JavaScript. I'm a reasonable TypeScript developer. I know how it works. I know how to write it by hand. I know how to make it do all its things. So AI lets me just write that way faster. If I didn't know if I didn't know anything about TypeScript, I could maybe get something very simple to spin up, but I would never be able to do something complicated. It's not, you still need to know what you're doing. But part of what I know is just general programming. I know how a loop works, right? Like,
Yeah.
so some of these things are just general FileMaker things. So if you're a general FileMaker dev, you got a leg up on people who've never programmed at anything. They're going to have a harder time.
Oh, they're going to be very hard
For
time.
the foreseeable future, you're going to have to know something about programming to build something with AI coding tools.
A lot of people are, at the end of the day, it's Friday. We're going to let them go. But I want to, if you want Todd to come back and pontificate his awesomeness, I need upvotes in the Discord or YouTube or Twitch, everyone. So we will make sure that comes back. We want to make sure he comes back. We love it. Scott, people are saying
We have one last question that snuck in.
What is it?
What's your take on the LLM's consistency, both in query formation and the accuracy of its returned results? Basically, how accurate are my results?
Yeah, so this is where the tools come in, right? So with the query tool, you're asking the thing to make up a SQL query. And it's definitely going to vary from time to time, right? Like you might not get exactly the same fields you got back the first time you did it. That is the nature of that kind of exploratory tool. You ask it to do something, it's going to make its best guess at what that SQL query should be to do it, and then it's going to return it. Now, but it's going to do, if it can execute a SQL query, that data is from your database. So if the SQL query is valid, you're going to get valid data, no question. If you write a script that actually finds and does exactly what you want within your database, then it is going to give you exactly what you want back into the chat, which is why we say the tools are the way you reduce the inconsistency, the probability, by giving it tools that deterministically is a fancy word for you give it the same inputs, you get the same outputs every time. Right?
Yeah, because you're not asking it to generate a FileMaker script. You have a pre-existing FileMaker script that it's taking from you and then running.
You've got a schema, you've got an input schema set up so it knows what to hand it. So that's deterministic. That is going to do the same thing every time. When you have the AI when the AI is doing the figuring out, that's probabilistic, which means that you could give it exactly the same input every time, and you will get different results every time. Now you can dial that up and down. There's a thing called temperature. You can see we have a script for configuring temperature. You can also do things like if you constrain the results that you want back. So you can tell the model, you can basically give it 100 pages of stuff and ask it a question and say, answer this true or false, yes or no only. And you can restrict the number of tokens that it's allowed to respond with to like 5 tokens. And it is going to answer yes or no and nothing else. Right? So you can compress down the number of acceptable responses that you get. And so that's how you start to guide the AIs to give you the information that you want. But as long as you're asking an AI, you are getting a probability of an answer that you want, not a certainty of an answer that you want. That's the key.
That's important. There's a lot here. Everyone's starting to take off. It's drinking time. So Todd, we're going to say thank you. I don't know when you come back. I'm going to be, me and Margaret.
Next week, I'm sitting silently in the mountains. I'm not going to speak for 7 days. So you won't hear from me.
I would be able to handle that for about 7 minutes. I'd lose my.
I can imagine.
So I'd be like vibrating. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, we'll try to invite him back sometime. Hopefully, sometime he'll come see us.
And when I come back, I'll be totally serene and like calm.
And like Richard, fix your.
Richard, just mellow, man. Just fix your mellow.
I'm gonna get this mail. Richard, your Zen is. Get it under control right away. Code 3. Woo, 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 woo. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a good one.
Find your joy. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.